Tendai Biti, who is the former deputy president of the Citizens Coalition for Change, has weighed in on the 2030 mantra that has actually been translated into a ZANU-PF resolution. ZANU-PF, based on their conference, they are looking forward to extend their the term of Emerson Mnangagwa to 2030. They say it's extension, but in simple terms, this is Mnangagwa seeking a third term because the very same supporters were talking of his term extended. Some of them began to hint about 2035. So something that is clear in terms of what Mnangagwa intends to do. It's not about 2030, but it's in simple terms, it's a third term. It's just like when he was saying he is a constitutionalist. I'm sure a lot of people have seen that he did not mean exactly that, but will he achieve that? I think I've made my point known over and over a period of time, because ZANU-PF has never decided issues of succession. ZANU-PF conference, in fact, it has never historically. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So we kickstart this live broadcast with the views of Tendai Biti. I will be playing you the audio, you see, of Tendai Biti. Let's just listen to this audio.
People are going to flock.
Let me just.
So you are being a constitutional lawyer.
Yes, I am.
What needs to happen for ZANU-PF's agenda to carry on, if they indeed are trying to get a third term? What needs to happen?
So the legal processes are this. Firstly, a constitutional bill has to be gazetted.
Okay.
That constitutional bill must lie in state for 90 days.
Okay.
With other bills, it's just 14 days before you have a first reading in Parliament. When that bill has been gazetted for 90 days, after 90 days, it can then be tabled in Parliament for its first reading. When it's tabled in Parliament for its first reading,
can I just ask, why 90 days and not 14?
that's the Constitution. Because it's such an important bill. The Constitution is so important. So I'm meaning the Constitution can be equated to normal legislation.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why the Constitution specifically says
90 days.
it's part of protecting the Constitution. And the idea behind the 90 days is that so that everyone in the country knows what is happening. So there's a mandatory gazetting for 90 days period. After that, it must be tabled in Parliament. After that, the Constitution demands that there must be public consultation, Section 143 of the Constitution. So this bill has to be taken to the countryside for consultation. And of course, as we have seen in any bills where there's public interest, for instance, the death penalty, people will flock. And on this one, I can assure you that people are going to flock.
So public consultation does not necessarily mean referendum.
It's a different stage. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to the referendum. Then, when these consultations have taken place, the relevant committee, perhaps they will form a special committee, or they will use the Justice and Legal Parliamentary Portfolio Committee, who will then report to Parliament. When it reports to Parliament through its chairperson, what is called the second reading debate starts. When the second reading debate starts, the bill will then be referred to committee. The committee is the actual draft. If it passes, it goes for a second reading. So the MPs will say yes, then goes for a third reading. And the third reading now, 2/3 of members of the National Assembly must approve.
Okay.
So this whole agenda of buying out members of parliament, of creating characters like Chabangu, is intended now to secure the two-thirds majority that is required. So that's in the National Assembly. It then goes to the Senate, where a similar process starts: first reading, second reading, and then two-thirds. Two-thirds of the membership of the Senate must vote. Once the bill has been approved by two-thirds of Parliament, that is to say, two-thirds in the National Assembly and two-thirds in the Senate, it must then enter, because it is a bill altering term limits in the country. The referendum is a simple process, Baba. The referendum simply asks whether you are saying yes or no. Because we are going to campaign and live in the mountains to get that no vote. There's a second problem. The Constitution then says, when you change this Constitution and you remove the term limits, it doesn't benefit the incumbent.
It benefits the next.
It benefits the next. But you can change that provision.
Same process.
Yeah, we call it the Abdoulaye Wade provision. Because President Abdoulaye Wade amended the Constitution for a third time, and Senegalese said, it can't benefit you. And he lost at that stage. And that's why President Sall came in, and as fat as you know, President Macky Sall also tried to change the Constitution to benefit him. Yet he came through a process of rejecting a third-term agenda. That's why you can't trust people. But anyway, to come back to the legal process, another referendum is required now to change the constitutional provision that says you can't benefit. That's when you will see Trababalas true colors, because all along you'll be saying, I don't want Vandova Ruda. Now when he says, now the Akuda, the constitution has to go to a referendum for the second time. Baba, Pakaipa, Tusangana Makom, Tusangana Tenderpoe, Tusangana Udotito, Tusangana Escutini, Tusangana Pinga, Tusangana Choloju. He can't win those referendums. He cannot win those referendums. Okay. So to put it very crudely, the idea of a third-term agenda is fraught with such legal landmines that you would have to be so ambitious, so insane, so drunk or both to ever think that it can actually carry out and see the light of the day.
These are a lot of shots.
Yes, so these are the views, strong views from Tendai Biti, and I think I strongly also share the same sentiments. He is a lawyer, by the way, a constitutional lawyer. All the legal gurus, including even Love Mombatu, have actually shared almost similar sentiments when it comes to the extension of Mnangagwa's term. Now, the constitution is clear. Professor Jonathan Moyo tries through his document that he sent to the parliament, which Mnangagwa intends to use, tries to say no, because it's a term extension. The constitution, by virtue of being silenced on term extension, they can extend the term. Term extension does not translate to actually, a third term. So this is a desperate ploy by the Mnangagwa cabal to actually go for a third term, because in essence this is a third term. Whether one likes it or I don't know, where does one looks at it, this is simply a third term. People should never actually allow individuals like Professor John. If the constitution is clear, it says, it defines what is a term limit, and it defines terms as 5 years. and they clearly clarify that anyone who is a president has to serve for 2 terms. That's it. So it translates to 10 years. Any other year added, that is unconstitutional. That is why there is a 2-term limit. But these thugs, they think they are smart. As Tendai Biti has actually alluded, this would be fought. We have already started fighting. Also, in terms of conscientizing the people, this channel will be focusing more on actually exposing Mnangagwa shenanigans, as well as also scaling Mnangagwa vis-a-vis the other faction within ZANU-PF, and most probably, if possible, giving advice on how we can effectively stop this. This now does no longer, it is no longer a ZANU-PF war. It should be a people of Zimbabwe's war now. People should fight and prove to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa that he is a non-entity, and prove to Kudawashe Takurei that he is a non-entity, and prove also to Kwarara that he is a non-entity except being a criminal, and prove to Owen Mutangule that he is also a non-entity except also being a criminal who has killed a lot of people, and prove to individuals such as Themba Mliso that they are non-entities except the mere fact that their record is full of actually a number of people they have killed. So there are 2 things that exist. A lot of people say, no, but ZANU-PF kills. Even if you remain silent, Mnangagwa going for a 3rd term, it simply means hospitals will continue not having medicines. It simply means mass migration will continue being the order of the day. Zimbabweans looking for job outside the country and being actually facing hostile actually attitudes from the citizens of our neighbors, as well as the countries where they intend to go. It's a call for people to actually fix their country. No one will fix Zimbabwe except people decide to stand up and say enough is enough. I think this thing of Mnangagwa, he has to see the signs from now onwards that it can't be tolerated. It shouldn't just be a Blessed Geza issue or now a Mnangagwa Chiwenga issue. It should be an issue to stop further mutilation of the constitution. It has been mutilated. People have been keeping quiet. He thinks people are fools. It's high time. People go to the mountains. People do everything possible for the regime of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to be thwarted. A 3rd term should be a no. A 3rd term coming through the back door should be a serious no. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Okay, Umhlawana is signing off. Let me laugh and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live podcast.